Oh, excuse me. Hello. Welcome in. Tipping off a bit early today. Nothing wrong with that. There is some early games that have went on pretty much all day. And then we also have a couple of tonight. Nothing insane though. It's kind of like bad part about recording this during conference tournament week is that all these day games, these massive, really good implication day games, are already pretty much done by the time we record. Like at work today, I watched Auburn, Ole Miss, and Tennessee and Texas, obviously on right now, or might be over. But yeah, there's a couple other ones too. But again, for the late window today, I have literally 4 logged, but because of the lines not being up necessarily for tomorrow, because their majority are determined by what happens tonight, we're going to kind of, I guess, predict is a good word for it for tomorrow to give you guys some sort of layout of what I might like. So that might be in play potentially. And yes, I know you can't see, but I'm repping player stuff today. Big golf guy. I had golf on all day today, like over basketball at my work. So I just have my 2 monitors. So golf is pulled up on here, players is on here, and then I have like my actual stuff that I'm supposed to be doing on the other side. But we're gonna dive right in here. Gave a couple minutes for people to jump in. So 4 plays today. I'm gonna start off with basically just what I have and go down the line. My phone is over there. Whoops. Play number 1. You can see that I have Illinois. This one starts at like 6:30, so I'm just going to try to get this one knocked out pretty quick. Illinois plus 1.5, fading majority of the public on Maryland because everybody loves a short favorite apparently in this day and age. Let me see. To me, in this game specifically, and in this time period specifically, Illinois is heating up at the perfect time. Okay. They're also getting healthier at the perfect time. Okay. Maryland, on the other hand, I don't want to say that they're doing the opposite, but they're not as like hot as they should be, as they have like at the beginning of the year. Ever since that they've lost all of these like close nail biting games, it feels like it's just been a slow decline, and they've kept really close with all those games. It's understandable, obviously, but in this case, I just don't think they match up well against Illinois, in my personal opinion, at least. So let me find. I'm trying to find my break. I didn't have anything pulled up. I apologize. 1 second here. But one of these main reasons, obviously, you can kind of see, and that's why I went to this tab first, is Maryland averaging 65 in the last 5 games here. And then you go to the last 10, they're barely averaging 70. Meanwhile, Illinois has been consistently within the 80 percentile or 80 mark. Wow, percentile. I'm so tired today, you guys. It's all right, though. But Illinois, like I said, coming off obviously a 100-point game there, 88 here, 93 there, 81 there. Obviously, massive loss to Duke, but that's Duke. That's going to happen to you. On the other hand, Maryland obviously squeezing by Michigan, beating Penn State, lost on the road, or lost at home, to Michigan State on that half-court buzzer beater. We had Michigan State in that game. That was so funny, dude. That was honestly so funny. I literally laughed at the finish to that game. Maryland, I mean, the only good thing right now, obviously they're projected like 4 seed, I think is what it is, and they have one of the best like two-way plays like in the country, period. and they're like the number 2 defense in the Big Ten. And obviously, they have one of the more dynamic offenses in the country, not even just in their conference. But like all their starters, like they're like Iowa State in my like all of their starters, all their players, they all contribute in the best way, and they all like average like 10 plus. Like they all average double digits a game. In a half court set, they're very dangerous. Obviously, we know what Maryland can do. However, the only part that's like scaring me is Illinois. They're entering on a quick turnaround. Obviously, putting up 106. I don't like normally like backing teams like this after this case, but in senses like this in this time of the year, obviously, like, and you can't really afford to drop a game like that if you're getting so hot. You know what I mean? The matchup, and Maryland absolutely destroyed Illinois in Champaign back in January. That was their only game this season. And so to me, you have a revenge angle, you have a neutral site, and now all of a sudden we have a 1.5 line, pretty much like a borderline pick 'em here. If Maryland puts up high percentage looks like they pretty much have, and they slow the game down, Illinois could struggle. But I think that they have to absolutely hit at the same exact clip that they have against Iowa. And obviously Maryland's tough defense is going to limit that a little bit, but they need to find the same or similar success behind the arc. That's the key here, which Maryland does a good job of. But like I said, Maryland's offense doesn't exactly keep up with Illinois' offense. And that's basically the angle that I'm kind of looking at here is that can Maryland contain Illinois' perimeter shooters? And the answer to that is no. So I will take the short line. I will take the short dog in a revenge angle here. Maryland's already a 4 seed. Not saying that they're not going to like come out here and try or whatever. That's nothing. I honest to God, I have a Maryland to win the Big Ten future. So if anything, you could probably call this a hedge. And quite honestly, it is. But in this kind of point in time right here, I will take this bet. One, because it's kind of like, I don't want to say guaranteed profit, but you know what I mean. You know what a hedge is. Second play on the board, we have Dayton -1.5. Basically, once again, seeing a ton of people on St. Joe's today. Let's go to this one. And for St. Joe's, let me see. Whoops. So I'm all over the place today. Wow. Sorry, we do it a little bit early, and then it's whoops. Okay, so obviously Dayton won. The one meeting between these, between this match, I guess I think the last time, I forget what that was. I'm not sure when that was. But the win for Dayton obviously made it 5 straight head to head. So Dayton has won 5 straight in this sense. Obviously now St. Joe's is looking pretty much for an upset at this point because Dayton's one of the top teams in the A10. Second, I'm pretty sure they're still second behind VCU, even though they won that game on the road at VCU. But St. Joe's is really hot. I mean, St. Joe's, they've 6 of the last 7. Dayton's lost 4 of its last 5, especially at neutral venues. That's the key here as well. Dayton's lost 4 of its last 5 at neutral venues. And now they come into the tournament as a 3 seed. Very solid year, though. I mean, like, they're looking to pretty much get back at the top of the A10 and basically on the right side of the bubble at this point. Santos, leading scorer, 14-something a game, I believe. Still a rebounding masterclass. Cheeks, also around 13, 14 points per game, I believe. Another great rebounding player there on the glass. Malachi Smith, also 10 points per game. Leads the team in assists, though. I think it's like around 5, high 5. And then even Javon Bennett, 10 points per game. I mean, like I'm seeing like all these like to round like all these guys double-digit scores on average again, and up to this point. And even then, Zed Key 9 points per game. Like this Dayton offense is just as dangerous as anybody in the country, much less. Like it's just a matter of St. Joe's, similar to pretty much last game's reasoning. If St. Joe's can keep up, and quite frankly, clearly in the history that they haven't kept up. So Dayton's won obviously they won 5 straight head-to-head, but they've also won 7 of the last 8 against St. Joe. St. Joe's lost each of its last 3 games when playing with a rest disadvantage. I would take that opportunity anytime. And once again, short line, similar to the last reason. Like I said, short line, I will take that all day. Each of St. Joe's last 4 games against conference opponents, I think they've won over a total of 145 on average, which basically stating that St. Joe's defense hasn't been in the exact greatest shape, in my opinion. But then again, obviously Dayton and their neutral venue woe that they've been going on haven't also been very well. But with that being said, obviously I am on Dayton this game. I think Dayton's just overall all around the better team when they play to their potential. And we've really started to see the glimpse of that down the stretch, as they were obviously able to beat VCU on the road. And then St. Joe's, like I said, they have a tendency to live and die by the 3. And like it's either they're hot or they're not. I'm like, I've dealt with that my entire life. I'm a Kentucky fan. I know exactly what that feels like. But Dayton, very solid team defensively around the perimeter, and they do all the fundamentals the right way. So I will gladly take my chances there with Dayton, -1.5. Except I have Dayton money line -125, but I couldn't track -125 on here on Rithmm because I wasn't quick enough. But actually, going back to Illinois, I have +2.5. Apologize. I have Illinois +2.5 on the ticket. These lines, I just pretty much put them into Rithmm whenever I can, not necessarily when I place the bet. But yeah, Dayton money line -125. So we'll move on to the next one, which is Purdue money line. Quite frankly, I love this match. And I absolutely love this match so much. The key player, in my opinion, in this game alone, there's one man that is the difference maker. That's not really making me bet Purdue by itself. I'm not really tailing one player. Like I'm not crazy. But what TKR has done, Kaufman Wren, is ridiculous, dude. This guy obviously he's averaging 6 boards a game on the season, but he's been extra aggressive, like just all out. Dude's going his life on the line in these recent outings. He's grabbed 7 on Thursday over USC, 7 and 8 in the final 2 regular season games. And then obviously for all its size, Michigan, obviously they're not a very good rebounding team. Wolverines haven't allowed the 4th most total rebounds to opponents during conference play and ranked dead last in keeping opponents from the offensive glass, giving up a Big Ten high 12 offensive rebounds per game. Player projections for TKR obviously are projecting him around 8 to 9 alone. And so in my opinion, what I've pretty much said since the beginning, rebounding wins games. I will take the better rebounding team tonight. I will take the better passing team tonight with the better backcourt there and front court, honestly. Danny Wolf, I love the guy to death. And Michigan's played really well, but they have just collapsed. They've fallen off a cliff this last half of the season, honestly. Or this last 4th quarter of the season, I should say. I mean, to be completely honest with you guys, I think I don't like Matt Painter in the slightest. Dusty May, you could argue that he's probably a better coach in this situation. But Painter's far more familiar with these kind of experiences, with this kind of pressure, I guess you could say. Purdue hasn't had the best year. They don't have their 7'3" hack-a-shack anymore. But they've got a beast on the glass, and his name is Kaufman Wren, and he's going to hopefully carry us to another W tonight, because not only is the dude a pain on the glass, But dude, like, he's a bucket getter. He's a straight up bucket getter. So love Purdue tonight. I have them minus 140. I have a unit and a quarter on there, so 1.25, 125 on there. One's about round 80, I think is what it was. So there's that. And then last one for tonight, I have Clemson money line. So we'll go to Clemson money line. And this is the last play that I have tonight. And then we'll kind of try to dive into something within tomorrow if we can. So obviously on one side of the bracket, you have pretty much the powerhouse being Duke. On the other side, you have the two offensive powerhouses in this other conference that are basically like 3 and 5, I believe. And Clemson, Louisville, because SMU is too, obviously, but they lost, I think. So it's okay. Clemson, Louisville also played back in January. Louisville won this game by 10. They were also at home, though. Then again, Hadley had like a pretty much career high day, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure dude had like 30-something points. Newsflash for you guys, that's not going to happen again. I'm just going to keep it real. That's not biased from a UK fan, from a Louisville hater, but that's literally not even going to happen again. Not even close. Sorry. But if you look at it that way, I mean, honestly, if you actually watch this game, it was literally wire to wire. And they were up, Louisville was up 7.5. Obviously, they didn't really give up the lead. They were favored by 3.5 there. So now, obviously, Clemson's coming into this game, 9 straight wins. And not only are they one of the hottest teams in the conference right now, but they're also coming on a revenge angle, which I love revenge angles in these conference tournaments because I said this last week when Xavier had Creighton, and Xavier obviously respects all the coin in the world when they're on a revenge angle, which I love, even though that they lost on some stupid BS against Marquette the other day. But I'll keep my mouth shut on that. Clemson, they haven't been to the ACC championship since I looked it up. It was 2008. Okay, to me that changes. All right, point blank. Better defensive team. They play at a slow pace. That's going to cause some serious problems for Hepburn and Hadley and you name it, etc. Basically. If Clemson, obviously, if they get the stops that they want on defensive end, and if they defend the perimeter like they have in these last 10 games or so, they can seriously have a decent shot at winning this entire tournament, this conference tournament, not the not the real tournament. And they're like, mind you, that they're one of the greatest teams in the country without fouling. So not only do they play really good defense, but they do it disciplined. They don't foul. They're very smart. I love their front court. I love their front court. I've said this since the beginning of the year. Not like on here, but just like to other people in my server. I've backed Clemson I don't know how many times, and it's just I love. What the heck is that? Sorry, I don't know if you heard that or not. But yeah, I like to see Clemson absolutely fired up tonight, coming on from a redemption angle here. And then, like I said, pretty much with Dayton doing the fundamentals the right way. I seriously wouldn't be surprised if they really dominate this, but I do think it's going to be a lower scoring game, which in that case, I think Rithmm, yeah, they like the under somewhat, even though it's a caution sign. But I do like it. So let me go to here. Obviously, both these teams are really hot. I mean, like, seriously, 10-0 trend straight there. But their defense has just been superb, man. I mean, they're holding SMU, the second best scoring offense in the conference, to 54 points. I mean, after, like, this is just insane. It's impressive stuff. So, with that being the last play of the night, that is all. So let me recap a little bit. Illinois plus 2.5. Dayton minus 125, Purdue minus 140, Clemson minus 115. That is the remaining 4 for today. I had early plays, but I posted those in my Discord, so I'm not really going to go over those. There's no point, obviously, if they're finished. And newsflash, no, I didn't win. It's okay though. It's all right. Having a great month. We're having a really great month during the week. Not necessarily on the show specifically, but just like I think we're up at like nearly 3,000. So it's like 30 units on the month, which is just insane. But yeah, this week has kind of pretty much done the opposite of that, and kind of we hit some regression. Like I said last Friday, I expect some, and then we had our first losing day in 3 weeks. We only lost $100, so it's okay. We only lost a unit that week, so it was very good. I'll take that all day, personally. I don't know about you guys, but after winning so much like that, winning like 5, 7, whatever, week after week, losing one, we take that on the chin all day. We're like Iron Mike with that, dude. Basically looking into tomorrow, though, we have some key games tonight. Auburn obviously playing the winner of this Tennessee-Texas game, which let me even check. Honestly, I was looking at this game at work, but I wasn't at the same time. It might be already over, but Texas was losing. So yeah, they're like under a minute left, and they're pretty much down 9. Looks like 9. But yeah, Auburn, it looks like Auburn's going to be playing Tennessee, which is a banger for tomorrow. That's going to be at 1 o'clock. My God. That's for lines for that, dude. I'm probably going to have to say Auburn probably would be minus. I think 3.5 is a good line there. Yeah, 3 or 4, 3 to 4, I would say. Anything that you can get Tennessee above 3.5 or higher, or 3.5 or better, I would take it. I'm being dead serious. You asked. That there it is. You've got my shot there. For your information, yes, I have a Tennessee to win the SEC ticket as well. So you guys can screw off because upset's coming. I say that, and now I swear to God, if they go out there and they just put up at least like 60, and then, oh, dude, I'm going to be fuming. Looking down the road, I think Mizzou and Florida come on. I think at 6:30. Is at 7? I think it's like an hour. So it's in an hour. Bama and Kentucky obviously play at like 9. Winner of that game. I think Florida does beat Missouri. But dude, what's the total in that game? In that Missouri game? It's got to be touching like at least like 160 to 170. I want to say like 168. Oh, 162. Wow, and we like the under. Interesting. Still haven't putting up 84. I'm curious on team totals. I did not look at this game much because of the line. I hated the line. Look at this, just 6-0 to the over in the last, or 5-0 to the over in the last 5. I love how they have 80 points per game in the red. Like, that's a bad thing. That's so funny. But it's just because of the total that's given, that 162. That's so funny. Oh man, this is insane. Oh my God. Mizzou, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight overs, and they're all over 160. That's crazy. Oh my God. Oh my God. We have an NBA total here at 208 against Bama. I remember that when they put up 115. What about Florida? 4 straight? Yeah. Jeez, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, oh shoot, sorry. Florida wins this one. As much as dude, this game's gonna piss me off. I just know it is. Like, honest to God. Kentucky and Bama, like, that line is so big where you almost have to take Kentucky. Like, if that line was that big when they're basically at home, this is the same exact line as it was when Bama was at home, essentially, is what it opened at least. Or opened at like 8 or something like that. And then it jumped up to like 11. Jeez. Sorry, I'm looking at the TV and I'm seeing that Justin Thomas 10 under today alone. That helps your boy out just tremendously. Top 20 if he tailed, by the way. Anyways, Kentucky plus 7.5. Rithmm absolutely loves it, and I honestly I don't blame them. I do too. Like, that's not being biased. Like, honestly, like in these type of settings, like Kentucky just shows up. I don't understand. In conference tournament specifically, not in the actual tournament. Shut up! I'm swear someone comments some stupid St. Peter's or Oakland BS. You're banned. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it tonight. But in conference tournament settings, at least, like I love the way that like these guys like just fought last night, dude. And in my opinion, honestly, like I said, 7.5 is a lot in these conference tournaments, especially when you have two talented offenses like this. And I know they swept us this year, but honestly, like I've been saying pretty much the last couple of games, these redemption angles, they do have their place. Speaking of which, though, obviously if Bama wins this game, obviously they're going to be favored over Florida. I'm not giving Mizzou. I'm going to give Mizzou a shot, but I mean, they're going to have to shoot they're going to have to put up at least like 85 max to probably win this game, to be honest with you, which is really not that hard of a possibility considering that they've done that this last half of the year. But Bama, Florida, probably going to have to do Bama -1.5 or -2.5, depending on how big or how bad or how close they lose tonight. Probably say at like a pick 'em, because it very well could be like a 1.5 to 2.5 line on either side, really. But honestly, I would probably still take Bama in a Florida or Bama game again, just because they've beat them on their home floor. I like that revenge angle there, especially because that was really recent. That was earlier. Was that earlier this month or was that like the end of last month? I can't remember. If it's Kentucky, Florida's probably going to be favored again over that. And obviously Kentucky won that first matchup, and that was their only matchup this year, unfortunately. I love playing Florida, though. And quite frankly, Kentucky could beat Florida again just as easy as they did the first time. And they put up 100. It was like 109, 106 to like 101, something like that. Same thing. I'm just being real. Like they very well could. JT just birdied again. This is insane, you guys. This is like generational stuff. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, squirrel. But yeah, that's pretty much SEC tournament in terms of like finishing. Honestly, dude, I'm so biased. I hate it. I want a Kentucky Tennessee final so bad it's killing me. It's literally eating me alive, and very well it could happen. Okay, like what's? But I will be honest, it very well could happen. In terms of a ACC schedule for tomorrow, obviously Duke and Carolina play. Dude, this is what's so annoying is that Malik Brown is out tonight. They just announced that. Cooper Flag is obviously, I'm pretty sure, is out, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Which obviously this line would not be what it is if he wasn't. But with like a 7.5 line, dude, I mean, like, come on. But I mean, like, honestly speaking, like, even if he does play, it's not worth it if he plays, like, at all. It really isn't. Because they're already, like I said, they're already the one seed. What else do they have to do? And I got to do nothing, which gives North Carolina all the advantage in the world, which I'm pretty sure this line tonight was like a 7, which I love North Carolina, but that I'm not touching that game at all because I know it's got freaking Vegas money all over it. There's no way I'm touching that one at all. But put this into a hypothetical. North Carolina, obviously, being as hot as they have been, if they win, how well will they match up against Clemson, against Louisville? You think of now? Like, look at these last matchups that Carolina played against these teams. So let me see. Let's see. What time is that Duke and Carolina game tonight? It's like 7, right? That's what it said. Something like that. There we go. Duke. Where are we at here? Clemson lost by 20 on the road. That was pretty much at the beginning of their downfall right there. They lost by 20. They're like 4-point underdogs there, and they lost. Now, Louisville lost by 13. They're dogs of 1.5. That was on New Year's Day. That was the only time that they have played those teams. If I'm not mistaken, at least. Yes, it was. That was the only time that they have played. Quite frankly, with how North Carolina has played this year, can you honestly say, like, this line is going to be higher than, like, a 5? The answer is no. Because, honest to God, if either Louisville wins or Clemson wins, which, again, I have a Louisville to win the ACC ticket. Again, it's kind of a hedge there. Louisville minus 5.5 is basically as far as, like, as real as I can get with UNC there. If it's Duke is probably touching at least, I'd say they're very well could be like 5 to 7, anywhere between there without Cooper. If obviously with Cooper, that's probably closer to like a 9, honestly, just because the market just absolutely just keeps. Never mind. You know what I'm trying to say. But that they just they ride these freaking Blue Devils, dude. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, that's basically the only lookout. It all matters for tomorrow in the ACC. It literally just all matters at tonight at 7. That's basically it. Because there's no point in me projecting a line for like Duke and Clemson and Duke and Louisville if the line for this game is going to be set at like a double-digit line. Like, I'm automatically going to take the dog. Honestly, like, I just can't. I don't like the idea of taking a massively large conference tournament favorite, like much less a double-digit favorite in a conference tournament. I just don't. And even though I did it against Georgia Tech, I can't cap the fact that Cooper Flag is going to freaking destroy his ankle a week before a tournament. Okay, I'm sorry, my bad, totally. Things happen, but that was justified. There was a lot of people on Duke that day, which is probably why he got hurt and why he lost. I don't know. It's whatever. Kind of BS in my opinion. But like I said, if it's UNC versus Louisville / Clemson, no more or probably no lower than 5.5 or no higher. Sorry, no higher than 5.5. If it's Duke versus any of the said, probably around same line for tonight, 7 to, so like I said, 5 to 7. Sorry, wow, 5 to 7. And then you obviously go to the Big 12, which Big 12 is, what is the Big 12 bracket looking like now? Because BYU came back, beat Iowa State again, which was insane, by the way. Wow, this is super small. Sorry, I have to get close to my camera just to even look at this. So BYU and Houston, that will be. God, dude, why is their font so small? Jeez. So I'm looking. That's tonight. Obviously, BYU and Houston is tonight, along with Texas Tech, Arizona tonight. Realistically, what is that BYU line? BYU line was like around, I think around the same line as like the UNC line was, like 6. Yeah. Oh man, that's disgusting. Of course Rithmm loves it. I love it, dude. Do we dare just like do a secret ride tonight on BYU? Just like don't track it at all, but just make it like an exclusive stream play. God, I wish you guys would comment back and just say screaming yes in unison or something, but it's fine. I get it. We're tired today. It's all right. But I mean, like, honestly, though, like 6.5, what did this open at? That opened like, that had to have opened bigger than that. There's no way. I mean, obviously, everybody's going to, in the world, is going to be on BYU after basically what they've done the second half of the year, which is rightfully so. But that's just outrageous, dude. Where's this stupid game at? What was that at? Like 6? That's say 6 o'clock, so it's already started, isn't it? Sorry, I'm still trying to find these. My computer screen, I don't know what's happening, but I was telling Alec before it even started, like, my computer screen is stupid small for no reason. I don't understand why. I might have done something. Oh, okay. So it's at 7. 6 Central Time. That makes sense now for them. So it opened at 7.5. So literally the exact, like I said, the exact same circumstance as Duke and UNC was. I'm probably yelling right into that. Literally at the same line as Duke and UNC, like I was saying. And Houston's down to 5.5 at FanDuel now. Dude, oh my God. What in the world? I can get a 6.5 at MGM, it looks like. An even 7 at Bali. 6.5 minus 105 at MGM. Boys, do we dare? Oh my God. Dude, hear me out. What do they project this at? Okay, they project it right at like 5. See, this is so realistic. It's insane. And obviously, Houston hasn't been the greatest team in the world against the spread in the last couple, or the period. The last month, it feels like. Dude, I mean, come on. Look at all of these straight wins. How did and then you go to UC. How in God's name did UC win this game by almost 20 points? This Wes Miller, you needs to be fired, dude. I hate I hate that guy. For those of you who don't, I live in Cincinnati, so like following Cincinnati sports, like we just like I still root for them, but I mean I'm not gonna like. That's not my team. I'm not gonna claim them like that. Dear God. Okay, so if BYU wins this game over Houston, they're obviously looking at Texas Tech or Arizona. And in my personal opinion, am I stupid to say that this might be a 2.5 for either or of those teams? If it's Arizona, BYU is going to be favored because of what they did on their home floor, probably. If it's Texas Tech, I'm going to say at least 2.5 to 3.5 towards Texas Tech. Versus if it's Houston, Texas Tech also beat Houston at Houston. That line also might be pretty short. This is very slept on conference, you guys. I'll just be real. It's very slept on. It's not the best, not even close, but it's very slept on. This is why, because you have teams like BYU who come out of absolutely nowhere and just like run the table. I forget what they are in KenPom since like February 5th, something like that. They're like, they're literally a top 10 team since, according to KenPom, in the last like, what the heck? Since like February 7th, which is, pretty wild to say the least. I feel like I'm missing another big like conference. Is it Big East, I guess? Yeah. So Big East tournament bracket, which tonight also has some decently sized implications as well. Just as big, if not bigger. So let's see. Marquette and St. John's obviously plays tonight. And am I stupid for leaning so hard to Ket? Like, seriously. 3.5. Get an even 4 at Caesars, too. Oh, baby. Hold on now. Even 4 at Caesars, guys. Is that a decent price? Is that 110? That's 110, yeah. And Rithmm is saying, I'm not even typing, hold on. Not, oh, yeah. Why did I know? Oh, it's a 40. Wait, let me see. Okay. And they still have them by 2 there too. But Marquette's really picked it up. I'm not gonna lie. They've like in a revenge angle immediately as soon as this game pretty much ended, dude. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, come on. You guys got to be all over that game. There's no way you're not. You know what I mean? Like, how? 4.5 after they just like gave the game away to St. John's literally last week? You are out of your mind. Give me Marquette plus 4.5 or plus 4. Sorry. If you want to buy half of a point on Fanatics, probably, which I don't know why it's not popping up there. You could probably go in for like minus 125, 120. Because to me, I play to win a unit, not just betting a unit. Oof. If you're watching the stream, this is like exclusive right here. So BYU, Marquette. All right. These are the two. These are like the two secret ads that we're just rolling with, and we're not going to tell anybody. See, we're going to start throwing perks in here just so we can get people. So just be like, yeah, dude, gave up these plays, won outright. You know what I mean? See, now I say that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate talking like that because now I just feel like they're just going to absolutely get ran out of the gym. And I'm not even doing any readings because if I did readings, then we'd be here till freaking 9 p.m. But, I'm not going to go into Kempom or anything like that today. Or Torvik, to be matter of fact. Honestly, you guys, that might... Am I missing one? I feel like I'm missing a SEC, AC, Big Ten. Oh my God, Cade. Wait. Yeah, Big Ten. We didn't do it. Michigan State won today. Wisconsin won today. So Michigan State, Wisconsin will be tomorrow. I'm going to look one more time just to double check and see what lines are open tomorrow because I don't think, okay, hold on. If it is open, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to guess. All right. And I don't know if they'll be up on Rithmm just yet because they probably just dropped. Okay. Everybody's guesses. Obviously, I know if we have anybody. I'm going to say a 1.5 here. Personally, I'm going to say literally like a 1.5. I don't know which side. I'm going to say Michigan State, but it's 1.5. Oh crap! It's not even up. Okay. Can somebody look? If somebody can look and get me that line, that would be amazing. Because I'm like, if that's 1.5, I'm gonna have to take Michigan State, and then that'll just be. Oh my God! I just checked that, dude. Okay. Tennessee, Auburn. Auburn is minus 3.5, just pretty much like I just said. That's amazing. So Tennessee's a plus 4 right now. Okay. Emergency. Do we have like sirens that we can just blare off in the stream right now? So Saturday ads. Tennessee plus 4. If it gets to 4.5, I'm going to double down. Honestly, I'm going to double down. And then Michigan State minus 1.5. I have minus 114 at, looks like I have it at, that'll be I think it's FanDuel. FanDuel's got minus 114. If you have a minus 114, there's a minus 115 at MGM. So, Michigan State minus 1.5. Tennessee +4. I'm sure there's going to be a 4.5 at some point because everybody and their mom loves Auburn, especially on a short line. Other than that, these are the only lines that are even open right now at the moment, honestly. I mean, initially looking at Saturday board, I know that Loyola plays VCU. Also a double-digit dog. Immediately auto-lean double-digit dogs, like I was literally just saying. Dartmouth, Cornell, Jackson State, and Liberty. Liberty's already shifted 2 points, dude. That's insane. Liberty opened at 4.5. Now they're at 6. That's actually hilarious. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Not really much I can really do from here now. So, unfortunately. But yeah, tonight we have about 10 minutes till first game with Illinois. We go back and track here. So Illinois +2.5, Dayton money line -125, Purdue -140, and Clemson -115. Okay. And then for tomorrow, we already have Tennessee +4, and then what was it? Michigan State -1.5 as well. And then their secret adds with BYU +6.5, and then what was the other ad? Like the other sneaky ad? Crap, I forget already. I don't have my phone over here. I can't bet. Dang it. And Marquette, that's what it was, Marquette. And then honestly, I mean, if you really just want to, if you have enormous ones, just go ahead and put some a little bit on North Carolina, because why not? I can't find anything other than that. Do like Miami tonight as well. They were fun to ride the other day. Miami's a great team. Over in Mount St. Oh yeah, Merrimack, Mount St. Mary's. I like this too. I like this a lot. I'm just trying to scroll through, make sure I didn't forget anything. Don't mind me. -3.5. I don't know if I do or not. I can't. I really don't. God dang it. I knew it. 3.5. Okay, I like 3.5. I just don't like 4. That's fair. But yeah, honestly, that's pretty much about it. Not really much I can go on from here. Like I said, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, my DMs are open, stuff like that. I'm in the Discord. I've been trying to get a little bit more active, in terms of just simply being there for you guys. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for this week. So I appreciate you guys for coming out, even though on the short slate tomorrow, even though for a little bit tonight. But yeah, that'll do it. I appreciate you guys for coming out, and we'll see you guys next weekend. Peace and blessings.